What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dead Cells. The last time we made it through the first level, I was at the prison quarters, and we talked a bit about the game. Now we're going to be getting into the real meat of it. We've already explained most of what we can. The rest of this is just going to be having a bit of fun. So let's go ahead and get started. Why open a door and you can just break it? Oh, things get harder here. Whew, I can't believe I did that so flawlessly. Those guys really messed me up. The red guys. Oh, Sifu. Man, I am terrible with a bow. Unless you get close, in which case. Woo. Man, I'm doing real good this time. This is honestly a really good performance for me. Ouch, that hurt a lot. Giving themselves. Heath. Oh, good thing I didn't ground pound on that. Ah, our first bit of pseudo lore. And I say pseudo lore tentatively because I don't know how much story there's supposed to be to this, or whether it's just supposed to be a, vaguer than Dark Souls kind of thing, because like, if you've ever played Salt and Sanctuary, or you've ever played Hollow Knight, well, I haven't played through all of Hollow Knight, and Hollow Knight seems a good bit tighter in terms of narrative than Salt and Sanctuary, but I don't know, there's a looseness to it that you don't want to know as much in those games. It doesn't really fit together. But in this game, it's still interesting because these things pop up at random, and they don't look all that different from the rest of the scenery. They just stick out for a moment, and in the blur of running through a level, you may completely miss them. Or they might be hidden away. But this right here is our first on this playthrough, so let's go ahead and see if we can interact with anything. Aha! A statue of the king of the island. How could he see anything with that helmet on? That's a question, especially with Dark Souls games and stuff like this. That's a question a lot more people should be asking. Because, seriously, just saying, Dark Souls 3, how in the world did Lat see through that helmet? Ouch, my face. My beautiful eyeball face. Oh, gee, good thing I didn't grab that. Oof. Oh, I'm on fire today. Alright. Oh, crap, one of these. Oh, these things are the worst. Yeah, if you don't destroy these things, everything will be invulnerable for all but like a few seconds until you kill it. Ooh, that looks like a nice blueprint. Magnetic grenade. Not nearly as useful as one might. Ooh, I'm a dodging fool. Man, 8 cells already. I'm making good time. Alright, now we're going to try and explore these. This is an elevator, by the way. Really cool is you could actually kill an enemy and get an achievement if you manage to squash them with an elevator, but that's really, oh, I hate when... Oh, oof, I'm not doing too bad. Oh, that took a little concentration. Sorry about the silence, guys. Ooh. Aha. Hate those little bat things. Oh, oof. Crap. Oh, no! Oh, that was bad show, guys. Whoops. Forgot how to heal. But yep, this is our first instance of death on this playthrough. Hooray! Here's the fun part, though. Charming. Things are a little bit different than they were. Back already? Seems like you've been having a rough time of it. Not all that much. Have you noticed how things seem to change each time you pass through? Well, yeah. One could get to thinking that the island is alive. It's quite ridiculous, wouldn't you say? Ah, and you remember that little upgrade we got earlier? The Dead Man's Bag. Pick it up, and we had only 3,000 of the gold that we gathered, which is much better than nothing. So, she just said, seems like the island's alive. I have not gotten nearly far enough in this game, despite all my runs through it, to figure out what exactly that means. But that will not dissuade us. We will sally forth. Once again, grab that bow. And see, we start out again, not with the weapon we picked up, but with that broken sword, which sucks. But new opportunities. Grab whatever weapon you can get. That's another part of what keeps this game fresh, is that it doesn't matter if you die, it's another roll of the dice of what are you going to get. There's actually a perk that we're going to buy and upgrade eventually that randomizes whatever weapon we are given at the beginning of our run, and that can be anything from really exciting to really hilarious. There's a weapon here that's I've not unlocked it yet, but it's like a ribbon. It is literally a ribbon that just stops the enemy from attacking, and it does nothing else. It like itches them. It doesn't even hurt them. So it's a little bit boring of a weapon, but it forces you to try and figure out how can I use this to my advantage, and how in the world can I find a better one. So, sally forth once more down a different path. Whew. Yeah, those little rune things will pop up in short order. Whew. See, looks completely different from last time. Like the shape, I mean. Of course, the aesthetic's the same, because it's, you're not going to play a level in any video game and expect it to just completely change, but you get what I mean. Ooh, some gold. Now, the good thing about having all that gold at the beginning is there are certain things that can only be unlocked with that, unless you're willing to risk something very, very not fun. Ooh, another story-based thing. Keep the light about the door this time. Let's check this out. Another little piece of plot. Some writing, but it's difficult to read. Malays. They're all affected, not die here. Malays. We're going to be hearing a little bit more of that future. As far as I'm able to tell at this point, it's kind of like, essentially it's like a plague came through that they called the Malays, and terrible stuff went down. I don't know whether our character's ability to come back from the dead is tied to it, or what it all means, but hopefully eventually that'll be shown. Hey, look, scroll of power. Let's upgrade. Cool thing about upgrading, by the way, is if you get one of those mutations, like the one where you heal after killing an enemy, the leveling up the same color, like that was I think it's tactics or skills, I can't quite remember. But leveling up that same color when you get a scroll of power increases how effective that mutation becomes. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. No Robin Hooding for you. Ooh, another one. Oh, it's a shield. Aww. That almost sounded like the theme of Super Mario. Don't mind me, just being silly. Oh great, another thing I don't want. I love when I'm able to get the jump on those shield idiots, because my god. Woo! Treasure chest. And our first trap, the lovingly named Sinew Slicer. That's real good, real useful, especially for boss fights, because there are boss fights. They're just a lot less than you would expect from a game like this. And a merchant. Let's talk to him.
What do you need? Are you gonna buy something or what? You know this is starting to get on my nerves. Hey, you gonna buy something? Just my luck to get stuck with the island idiot. Everything must go. What do you need? I'll repeat myself indefinitely.
No, thank you. None of those traps is worth my money. Oh, what the heck? My god. That was like a little horde. Ow. That was not fair, sir. Okay, enough. Secret. And that little... Let's see, that little... Let's tickle the little pile. For no reason, we can't use it now. Slice and dice and modification. Don't know what that means, but okay. Oh yeah! Give me some of that brutality. Can it really be brutality when they look like this? Promenade of the Condemned once more. Let's see if the other one is open. Not that we'll be going to it. Yep, that's one of those little gates that charges you money. Ain't gonna do it. Promenade of the Condemned it is. Cells are a rare and precious resource. Almost worth dying for. Or is it almost worth dying for? Hello, collector. Well, well, look who's here. 11 cells, eh? Let's get that blood sword. I don't really like it, but you know. Beggars can't be choosers. Go ahead and invest in that. Also, real cool, we can also get a random starter bow, random starter shield, the latter of which I don't care about, at any given point. Once we have... Not any given point, what am I saying? At the beginning of a run, if we invest enough points in that. But, you know, let's do health first. Ooh, here we are. Blood sword. It makes the enemy bleed, which is technically what all swords do. Thank you, small green thing. Now then, I'm gonna go ahead and call this an episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Gonna be another one right around the corner. This is Hiram. This is Vignari versus playthrough of Dead Cells, and hope to see you back real soon. Bye bye.